Welcome. Welcome to Scottie's Toy Box. Hello and happiness to everybody. Peace and harmony. I'm Scottie, and this wonderful web page that you're at is my Toy Box, where I put all the things I find interesting in life and things that annoy me and things that I need to get to, and it's just a big box full of stuff. And I hope you enjoy some of the stuff in my Toy Box. Now, it never fails. Just as I was going to start one of these videos, the phone rang. So I got 2 or 3 minutes into a video and I had to stop it and delete it and start this one. So let's hope we get all the way through it. Alrighty? Now, as some of you may know, yesterday was the official marriage day for Ron and I. A year ago yesterday, we were right there first thing in the morning. We were the first same-sex couple in our little area, in our little court of clerks there, to do the marriage ceremony. Now, we'd been together 25 years already, so we kind of figured it was going to work, you know. But so we were lucky. We get to celebrate 2 anniversaries every year. The one yesterday and the one in October, October 12th, which was our date of so many years ago of committing to each other, you know. And so yesterday we decided, since it was our anniversary, to treat ourselves to new shoes. Ron needed new shoes for work, and I wanted a new pair of sneakers. I haven't had one since I don't know how long. You know, it wasn't really a high priority list item on my end. And James wanted shoes too, so we all trucked out to the shoe store together. And I have to tell you the funniest, most darling little story. I tend not to pay too much attention to children unless they're acting up, you know, screaming, yelling, or in fear or fright or peeing on the sidewalk or something. I see them. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I don't see kids. I see them, but God didn't, or the universe, I should say the universe, because it's not a deity actually, but the universe did not give me that joy and that responsibility, that fright, if you will, sometimes, of raising children. I've never had a wee one. I've never had an infant, never watched it grow. I've never sat up at night terrified that they were sick or felt their pain or, you know, worried about their schooling or how am I going to feed and clothe them and all that stuff. The universe had different plans for my life. And I'm not going to second judge that. I've had a good life. And would I have liked to have had a little one? I think in some lives I must have had children. And I have had people tell me I'd be a good father. Now, I don't know about that, you know, because to be a good parent, you have to be selfless and you have to be able to give to the child. And I'm not sure whether I'm actually that qualified in that respect. But anyway, so children are kind of off my radar a little bit, you know. Not that I have anything against them, you know. So we're in the shoe store, and I noticed this little munchkin, happiest little critter you ever saw, just dancing around. He's getting new shoes, you know, and mommy and daddy are there, and I'm kind of thinking, that's a lot of joy, and that's, you know, I'm happy for that. Not paying much attention. I sit down, and the little one comes and kind of looks at the bench and looks at me and looks at the bench, and well, I got my cane on the side in the box here, but there's room. I mean, this is just a wee little thing. And I said to the child, I said, you can go ahead and sit there. That's all right. I'm big, but I'm not that big, you know. And the child's daddy was right there, and he started to laugh, and I said hello to him, and mommy came with a new pair of shoes, and the child slid up on the bench, and mommy put the shoes on and had him walk, or her walk, or whatever, you know, and that. And so little one, they didn't like those shoes. They went to go get another pair, and the little one jumped up on the bench beside me and proudly announced, in the way that only little kids can, I'm 5. And I gotta tell you, I just loved it right there. When did we lose that joy of how old we were? Think about it. I'm 5. The most important thing in its life. I'm 5, you know. And we don't walk up to each other and say, "Hi, I'm Scotty. I'm 54." You know, "Hey, I'm John. I'm 28." You know, um, there's a joy to it, a joy to that. I'm 5. So I looked over and I said, "Congratulations." Now, child had hair down to its shoulders, beautiful, nicely done hair, and that, and a nice little round face, childish face, and that. I didn't see any adornment, and that should have been a key to me. But I'm, like I said, children are off my radar. So um, the child then told me his. I said, "And I'm 54," and his eyes got wide. I'm saying both genders right now because I'm going to tell you where I make a big mistake here. So eyes got large. Wow, that's even older than I am. And I lost it. I burst out laughing. And I said, "God, I love you, kid. You're just great." I said, "Of course." Yeah, I said, "I'm a little bit older than you are." I said, "I think the beard gave it away, you know." And so he proudly talked to me, and it was a boy, by the way. I'm going to give you that much already. Started jabbering away at me, and I'm, okay, yeah, and doing my little thing, trying my shoes on and that, and I shook his hand and said, he gave me his name, Samyala Miaya something. Beautiful name, very musical. But I just, again, didn't catch it. I wasn't really focused on this little critter until I just made the stupidest mistake a man can make in his life. I looked over and I said, "That's a pretty name for a pretty little girl." He looked at me, his eyes kind of got wide, and he says, "Boy." I went, "Huh?" "I'm a boy." I went, "Well, congratulations." I stuck my hand out, shook his hand. His dad was laughing. I said, "Welcome to the club." And his dad thought it was the funniest thing in the world. Like I said, the parents were right there. Mom came back with more shoes, and they did their thing, and I walked in mine and decided I didn't like them, and I'd like to try another pair and all that. And so the little boy got up, and he's prancing in them, trying his new shoes. He's so proud of them and that. And I said to the mom, I said, "It's hard enough for me to buy shoes for myself." I said, "I can't imagine trying to fit a child, somebody else, trying to make sure they're right and not uncomfortable. And how do you even ask the right questions? Do they hurt your feet? Where's your toesies?" And that. And she goes, "Yeah." And she says, "You know what the hardest thing is?" She says, "I've got 3 other children." She said, 2 are teenagers. And she says, "You can't make them happy. They all want $150 shoes or 8 pairs of shoes." She says, and I can't afford it and that. And so we were all talking and that. And this little boy was just so happy. And he says to me, he comes up and sticks his foot out. "New shoes. I've got new shoes. See the new shoes? I'm 5 years old and I have new shoes." And I just thought, God bless, or whatever adjective you want to use. I know I keep saying that, and I don't believe in deities, but I mean, just whatever goodness blessings you want to give there, um, just that joy, that fantastic love of life, you know. First of all, right from the start, I'm 5, and then new shoes. I'm 5, new shoes. And it just made my whole day. That little kid made a 54-year-old man's day. And we went out to eat afterwards, and we had a great time, and we talked, and we jabbered, and we talked about books, and ate good food, and all that. But it all started with one little boy who turned a not so much fun chore of finding new shoes, the anxiety of, oh God, if I pay, there used to be sneakers were $35, $34, and that was expensive ones. Now they're 74 on sale. But anyway, and that's like I said, the inexpensive kinds. So there's always anxiety with that, and I never cared much for going and getting shoes. It's hard for me when the shoes don't fit and the balance is off and all that. But this little 5-year-old kid changed that all around, made it a joy, made it a pleasure. From the joy he took in just talking to a complete stranger. And I said to the mother, I said, it's hard today. And I said, most young people aren't so outgoing in that. She goes, yeah, he is. She says, well, she says, it's a hard balance. We teach them to be afraid of people. We teach them not. I said. She says. She goes. We teach them not to talk to strangers. And then she says they see us do it in the grocery stores and in shoe stores and wherever we meet people. We're always, hey, hi, how are you? How's the weather? And they get confused. And I said, yeah. I said we're teaching our children to be afraid. She goes, yeah. She said it's a very fine line. You know. I said, well, you can always tell them that they're safe when mommy and daddy are around. Because, like, mommy and daddy are here. So it was okay, I guess. Whether or not you'd always want your children talking to strangers, I don't know.
But I want to say that my day was made great by a little boy who came up to me and sat next to me and proudly pronounced, I'm 5. And I love it. Alrighty. Happy day to everybody. I've got other things I have to do today. I won't be able to be on the computer so much. But till then, may harmony and balance and love and peace be in your lives.